Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Burris Moonlight Series, part of the Moonlight Racing Broadcasting Network. My name is Cody Wilson. I will be your play-by-play analyst for tonight. Joining me shortly will be racing. The guys right now are currently wrapping up qualifying. Once again, qualifying as usual with the second order set for tonight's event. I'm new to this broadcasting thing, guys. Alright, so we are going to take a quick lap around Texas Motor Speedway. So yeah, while we're loading up and getting ready here, quick shout out to our sponsors, Burris Tires, and also for the sponsor for the race, Ronin Imports, as they are also the sponsor for Moonlight's Truck Series. So we appreciate being able to have them as a sponsor for this race. Shout out to fellow affiliates, Pocono Raceway, for being a strong supporter of our Cup Series, which is on Tuesday nights. Shout out to Travis Braden, a fellow ARCA Series driver, and also Tanner Berryhill, who is a Monster Energy Series NASCAR Cup Series driver. We appreciate all the support that this league gets, not only in the Burris Tire Series, but in the trucks and the Cup Series as well.
Back in there. Let's go. Come on.
Alright, sorry guys, I just got this. But yeah, so we're going to give you guys a quick lap before around this place. We all know Texas is a very unique racetrack ever since they redid the configuration a couple of years ago. So there's going to be a very fast racetrack with the amount of horsepower that these cars have, and not a lot of time off the gas, except for right down here in the middle of turn 1. We're going to have less banking than turns 3 and 4, with 3 being less banking. There will be some guys that are lifting into that corner, especially guys towards the back that are doing a lot of drafts. But when we go into turn 3 and 4 right here, so much banking. Not going to be quite up to speed. So we see a lot of guys full throttle in the corners of 3 and 4. We're doing one more lap from the guys here. Watch for how guys are going to arc going into this corner too. If guys arc it right, they will be able to hold this bottom line right around the right line, bring the tire to the corner and not slip up. And again, going into turn 3 and 4 won't be as closely holding to the bottom because of that increased banking. And it will be a lot of full throttle in this corner. So we'll still anticipate some great racing tonight. So we're going to back out of here. Like we said, guys are currently finishing up qualifying right now. So So yeah, quick race format. It is going to be 200 laps total. We are running a 100% race tonight, so going to be a longer night for these drivers. Endurance is going to definitely play a toll on the success of these drivers towards the end of this race. There are stages involved, so other than potential cautions we can get throughout the race, that does give these drivers points within the race to catch a little bit of a breather. So it looks like guys are wrapping up qualifying here. And we're going to take a quick break as we get stuff ready to go. Once again, this is the Burris Moonlight Series, airing the Ronin Imports 300 at Texas. Take a short break, and we'll be back with more info. For guys who are watching, if you could give some feedback in the chat if my mic sounds good, if I need to turn up the mic volume a little bit, do I need to turn it down, or if it's just right, that would be really greatly appreciated. Okay, I just turned up the mic volume a little bit. If you could let me know if that is better. Yeah, thanks guys, appreciate it. Like I said, this is my first time being able to do a broadcast, let alone play-by-play, and being responsible for what you guys see tonight. So really do appreciate the opportunity that the Midnight League owners and admins gave me, as well as everyone else, who getting a chance to have an opportunity and broadcast. It is a very different experience for us, and actually something I've been looking forward to for a while. But yeah, just gotta work through some bugs as we get ready to go. Well, welcome back, guys, to the Burris Moonlight series. My name is Cody Workman. I will be one of your commentators for this evening. We will have one or two additional commentators here as we get stuff set up. The guys right now are just wrapping up qualifying and putting the starting order together. Let's go through the points real quick. Currently, your points leader is Bulldog. He has a 3-point lead over Jay Hyper. So we also got quite a few Cup Series guys that are in this event as well, and we'll see where those guys fall into line as this order gets set up. Again, if I could ask those who are currently watching the broadcast if I could get some feedback on just how my mic is sounding with the bounces in there. Just try adjusting it a little bit. So yeah, just let me know if it needs to be louder, if it's just right, if it needs to be a little bit lower. Want to make sure we get this balance just right. Good. Appreciate the feedback. All right, looks like we're doing with some difficulties as far as trying to get the field straight. But no worries. We want to make sure that we take the time to get this running order running correctly and to give you guys a great race while making sure that the people who do need to be racing tonight do get their fair shot of being able to race. So, yep, we're going to have them uh, finish their lineup real quick, and we'll get to racing here shortly. This is the Burris Moonlight Series. Welcome back, everyone, to the Burris Moonlight Series. My name is Cody Workman, also known as C Workman 388. I will be your head play-by-play commentator for this evening. We'll be shortly joined by two other commentators. This is the Ronin Imports 300 at Texas Motor Speedway. We've said already, but some shout-outs to our affiliates. Pocono Raceway, being a supporter of our Cup Series, Travis Braden, ARCA Series driver, and Tanner Berryhill, driver for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. We got our official lineup here, which means we will be going to racing here shortly. So let's get you that official starting lineup. Starting up front is the 16 of R.J. Smitty. Starting in the second position, Pat Sace in the 9. We have Diesel Piles in the 22. In the 23, starting fourth, is Jay Hyper. Starting fifth, the 61 of Buck Racing. Starting sixth in the number 35 Chevrolet is Pro L Racing. Starting seventh in the number 19 is Noco. Starting eighth in the number 3 car is Marcus. And starting ninth in the number 89 is From the Back. In P10 is the 18 car of Bags, another Cup Series regular. Starting 11th, your points leader, Bulldog. Starting 12th is the 45 of Quick Ol CN. I'm sorry, I botched that name up. Forgive me. And in the last row is the 20 of X Intimidator and the 21 car of Slade, who is filling in for Deadpool. So yeah, some guys who did not make it in, noticeable guys. One of them being WVU fan. Looks like he just missed out on the cut. Again, thank you guys for your patience as we get this Burrs Moonlight Series race from Texas Motor Speedway going here. We just want to make sure that we get everything correct here. Sweet, we're connected.
What's up? Alright. Now the stream should be able to hear me. What's up, guys?
Yep. Okay. We are in a technical commercial break right now. So, yeah. They can't hear us a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure that everything gets set here. It's the first time I've been doing this. Yeah, make sure you guys have, like, share your audio.
Yep.
Yeah, mine's always on always low.
Okay, sweet.
So what is it, just MNB? Is that it?
MBN.
Oh, MBN. I just read it and I already forgot. That's great. Where are you guys racing? Or were they racing?
We got Texas.
Texas.
What series? Xfinity?
Alright, we are going to, I mean, they technically hear us right now, but we're going to pretend we're coming out of commercial break right now. Welcome back, guys, to the Burris Moonlight Series. We are finally about ready to get underway here.
We're also joined by Enoch.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Yep.
Seems like it could be an exciting race. Going to Texas
So,
in the Xfinity Series.
All right. Yep. So we got Razor Sharp and Enoch in here. Enoch, let's go to you first. This is a 200 lap race in the Xfinity cars at Texas. So long race, intermediate track. What do you think is going to be the challenge here? Is it just going to be handling car with the car itself, or just the mentality of 100% race is going to be the biggest factor?
Man, what I think with these long races is you can have a real fast car, but if it's not handling, you can easily ruin your day. I like consistency. I want to see if someone that's consistent can have a fast long run car. See how they do.
Absolutely. And Razor, do you have anything to add to that? Well, we heard him talk about the car itself, but what about the mentality part behind it?
Well, basically, you can have a real fast car, but it all just depends on if you can stay in the draft or not. Draft is a big part here at Texas, and I'm really curious to see how people's cars are going to work this race, because I know when I raced my truck race there, everybody's cars was really loose early on. So I wonder if it's going to be, really loose early on in, or really tight early on in, and then they just adjust their cars to the way the track's progressing. But all in all, it's just going to be a fun race here.
Nice. Well, as we all know, Texas, when they made this reconfiguration back in 2017, I believe, they kept turns 3 and 4 the same, but they changed up 1 and 2 a little bit, made it wider, but they also made it a little not as steep banking. So one of the things that I'm going to personally be looking for is I feel like guys may be able to get through 3 and 4 the same throughout the entire run, but I'm going to be looking at turns 1 and 2. How are guys, especially as the run goes on, when their tires fall off, going to be able to maneuver around turns 1 and 2 with that lower amount of banking in the corners?
Yeah, that's a good point. I kind of feel the same way from my experience. Are they doing 18 or 19?
18.
Yeah.
18? Perfect. All right, yeah, so my experience is you kind of have to be a little patient getting in the gas out of turn 1 into turn 2, because turn 2, it just seems like it wants to just go right up the track, and long runs, it's just going to get a little harder and harder to stay on the bottom.
Alrighty. We are getting the invite to jump into the race, so I'm going to jump in that right now, and I'm going to make sure that you guys get the invite to that as well.
Yeah, I got it. I'm going to invite Nick.
I will make sure that you guys are in here before we jump on in.
Alright, yeah, let me know when to join.
Yep,
Just
you're
join right
good.
now.
Jump in right
Join
now.
now?
Yep, you're
Alright,
good.
let's go.
So, Workman, if you just want to go over our running order once more.
Yep, once again, on the front row, sorry, I gotta go back to the chat here a little bit. On the front row, we have the 16 car of RJ Smitty and the 9 car of Pat's Ace. Row 2 is Diesel Piles and Jay Hyper. Row 3 is the 61 of Buck Racing and the 35 car of Pro L Racing. And you can see we're getting the pace lap underway, working themselves down the back stretch, making sure that everyone gets in the line right here. Looks like everyone's getting set, ready to go, and it looks like we may be ready to go racing here on coming to the line this time.
I'm going to follow along the 21 car at the very tail end of the field, see if he could make some nice moves from back here. Everyone's a nice double file right here. Let's see how it goes.
200 laps around this mile-and-a-half track. RJ Smitty will lead them down to the line. We are green at Texas Motor Speedway.
Ooh, 19's taking 3 wide already.
Looks like a pretty
Go back up
start,
there.
too.
Side by side off turn 1, 16 car, trying to clear the 9 car. Going down to 3, getting a push.
Here's to see if this outside line is going to work for these Xfinity cars this week. They were working decently
Yep,
good
we got
in the
the
truck
20.
race.
We got the 23 car pushing the 16 car out to the lead right now. Top 2 single file. That's about ready to be the top 3 single file.
Oh,
61
61
gets on the apron, and around they go.
Looks like the 19 goes around. You know, I
And
think that they were doing
flag
pretty
is
good.
out.
These guys were doing pretty good for those few laps. Sometimes you got to brush those cobwebs off for sure, but you know they know it's a long race. See how the next restart goes.
Yeah, I feel like
What
as
happened with
this
the 61
as this race
Marking
goes
in too
on,
hard.
I feel like maybe a couple cautions here, but hopefully guys in these first couple up to speed laps can figure out what their car is doing and be able to stable themselves out a little bit, and hopefully if we can get spread out here for a little bit, we can have a nice clean flag run.
Yeah, it's a big field, and kind of like what you were saying before with that outside line. You were mentioning draft being pretty important here. That would be cool to see a ton of guys get up there and make some moves. That'll really show a strong car if you're able to make that fast.
So
Yeah, especially
here we go.
early on here in the race. The outside line. If I can get that outside line working early on, that'll definitely be
Here we
the
go.
line.
We're going to run on board the 23 of J. Hyper. Green flag back out. 9 cars going to come up behind the 16. Give him a
35
push.
from the
Like
grass.
35
already.
in the grass goes down, but he stays clear of it. It's good.
Everyone trying to get single
Easy,
file,
everybody
work
goes to the
themselves
bottom.
out.
15 on the inside of the 20. Going a little high, getting a nice arc.
Oh, contact between the 88
Looked like the
and
88
the
up
Contact
one
one.
tiny
88 and
bit.
61.
It stays in line. 61 stays clean. That may have been a racing incident too. You know, you're at the bottom, trying to stay down there, but you slide up. The guy on top comes down a bit.
Yeah, and especially
in
these
these
first
Xfinity
two
cars.
laps, the tires are cold. Gotta get some heat build up into them, get some grip in there. Yeah, I think that was the issue of the first lap. There's not enough heat and grip in those tires yet. But looking at this 88 right now, I think he's got a little bit more stable.
Yeah, it's
Also,
a really good job holding on to that car to keep it in fourth.
Oh, 9 in the wall.
contact between 88 and 9.
Big wreck behind
the
us.
field
Oh,
stacks up behind
airborne goes the 9 car, and we are under caution again on lap number 9 of 22 for stage 1.
So are these slider setup races or custom setup?
No, this
Yes.
is custom setup.
Oh, see, so that adds another element. I really enjoy the custom. You know, you really have to put time and effort into it to make sure you have a good car. You got to think about tires. You got to think about your, you know, your wedge. How loose is this thing going to be? How hot is it going to run? What's going to be good for a long flat run?
Yeah, I know a lot of these guys put a lot of time in their setups, and you know, one of the main factors that you're really looking at when you're making the custom setup is how far can your car run on a green flag run? How far can you go before your tire wear starts really affecting your car? And if it gets loose or tight on the long run, if you got a good short run car, really a bunch of things that you got to piece together when you're making your custom setup.
Here we go.
Oh,
Ready for the restart here. 16 car of RJ Smitty leads the number 3 of Marcus. We are back underway.
So to stay in double file for now.
We're right on here.
Breeze
Keep the
falling
camera.
back.
We're gonna keep the camera pan right here on the 18 in the middle of the pack.
Back in 21 here. 21 started dead last. He's up to 3rd. That's a pretty good run.
2 by
Must
2
be on
so
strategy.
far. Single file between the top 3. 42 looking on the inside of the 18. Looks like he may be able to feel him going into turn 1. Make that top 4 single file.
Oh, also, we forgot to do this before the race actually started. Who's your guys' picks for this race?
Man, you know, I know Marcus. I've raced with him a ton. I'm not familiar with the league too much. A lot of the names you guys are mentioning.
Oh, speaking of
are very
Marcus,
familiar.
hits the apron, goes through the
gosh.
draft. Can he save it? Yes, he does.
Wow. What
Look
a
at
save. I
that.
guess
Lost
that's
time. Lost time a little
Maybe,
bit, but I'll take a saved race car instead of a wrecked race car any day. Gonna lose a little bit of a draft with the front pack, but he keeps that car going, and kudos to the guys behind him not running to the back of him. They all keep it going, and we are still underway.
Yeah, these guys are pretty impressive, and I think I'm not going to bring his name up again because I think I put some bad juju on him.
But Workman, who are your picks for tonight? Because we forgot to do that in the stream. Who are your picks for this race?
I gotta say, this 16 car, I mean, it's easy to go with the pole sitter, but he has been taking command of this lead ever since. And as I say that, the 00 looking to the inside, and that 16 car is gonna get freight train to the back. 23 is on the apron, but he saves it.
The 18 moves at 23.
Oh, another car down to the grass. Who is that? That is the 89 car.
Stinker.
These guys
I'm
are
gonna
doing
have to.
pretty well.
I'm gonna have to pick my team on their sled in that 21 car.
Absolutely on board with the number 21 car. That is Slade, actually. Side by side for Jay Hyper right now, battling for that 7th position. Gonna get a draft off that 61, get past the 22. Beast 61 hits it, keeps it going.
Wow, what a save. These guys are good, you know.
Tell you what, these guys are
sometimes you gotta
the
lift,
limit.
and they're doing it. Well, the 41 or 42 may have gotten it.
88
to the back
around,
of the
22
double
around.
bit.
Oh, here we go,
19
passing
around.
the back, and we are under caution. Looks like on lap number 17 of 22. So, strategy into play here right now. I'm not sure if that's going to be the end of the stage or not. If it is, there'd only be maybe about 1 or 2 laps to go. So what do? Do you come down here and start the stage 2, or do you try to grab this rally the stage pass?
Well, I mean, I really think the race is mainly in stage 3. Yeah, stage points can help you in standings, but honestly, if it was me, I'd be going for the win. Just trying to, conserve my car, not run it too hard, and then save for the last stage.
See, I think it kind of depends, for me, where are you running on the track? Because it's kind of like, if you're running in the back, don't do the opposite of what the leaders do, but we'll see.
Here we go, green
looks like
flag, going to
everybody
get
stays
underway.
in
42 is out
leads
front.
off.
It looks like the top
That inside
5
line
did not
looks
pit.
really good on restarts.
Top 5 did not pit. And we look at the 42, that is Rowdy.
Oh, 19
Rowdy.
into the... I believe the 88. So he goes around and he's able to keep it straight.
Rowdy, one of the Pocono Raceway Cup Series drivers, making a part-time starter here tonight. He's going to get passed by the 35, almost gets knocked up into the outside wall.
3 had to check up, and now he's getting just run on the bottom there. He capitalized with that caution and picked up a bunch of spots, but that may have ruined his stage here.
Look at this 35 going back and forth, trying to find a way around that 61.
Contact.
This is the end of the stage right here. And the stage 1 winner, going for a pass in the grass, is the 35, but the 61 of Buck Racing is going to get that stage win.
You know, that's
like
pretty crazy that the 61. Oh, that's unfortunate. You know, I gotta say, I was watching the 61 before, and he was on the outside, and he just had enough room to get in the bottom lane, and I thought that was such a good move, and you know, split-second decision, things like that is what's gonna get you up front. That's
absolutely.
So
your top 5 for stage 1: Buck Racing, Pearl Racing, with a last-ditch effort at the end, going for a pass in the grass. Jay Hyper in 3rd, Bulldog in 4th, and RJ Smitty rounding out your top 5 in stage 1. As I imagine those guys that probably pitted right before the end of stage 1 are going to stay out, and those guys who did stay out came down and pitted.
23 is going to lead us off here. This is 23, Jay Hyper.
There's going to be a lot of strategy calls.
Going down to turn 1. The top 2 are going to clear that outside lane. 61 on the apron. He spins around, going to take the 42, the 18. Basically the back half of the field under caution, lap 1 of stage 2.
Man, watching that from the 3 car, you can tell that 61 was trying to save it, but sometimes, man, there's just no correcting it.
Tell you what, I just watched the onboard of Bulldog, who was streaming, and he just dodged to the outside of the spinning 61 on the apron. He may have even made a slight bit of contact with the recorder panel as he was spinning, but just got by to maintain that second position.
Yeah, I mean, you clip this apron at these intermediate tracks, you know, 1.5 miles. It's really unforgiving. You barely touch it and it's in your car flying.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, man. You want to be the fastest. Sometimes you got to be on the bottom, but then you risk losing it.
Absolutely. Another thing to think about, could maybe some of these guys, if there are enough caution laps, do they maybe not pit at all this stage and just wait to the end?
Why not? You know, you can kind of see what your tires are going to be like on restarts.
Absolutely. Here we go. Radin on board with the number 23. And Jay Hyper, he's going to try to beat that 0-0 down into the corner. It looks like he will, as well as the 16 of RJ.
89 clips the apron, and he's able to save it mid-pack here. Very good job by the 89.
Yeah, and he's still moving up.
23 of Jay Hyper not giving up that bottom.
The 16 has help from the 21.
Oh, the 19's getting a little squirrely. Keeps it clean.
Yeah, I'd say that's the loosest part of the track there, is going through that tri-oval.
Yeah, it's so angular. It's so angular there.
Here we go, battle for the lead. 16 looking underneath the 23 of Jay Hyper. Jay Hyper gets that run off the outside, though, of corner number 2. Carries it
Slade makes
through 4th. And there goes Slade. He is going to get freight train.
Will the 22s let him in? Nope.
16 up the racetrack a little bit.
Trying to make it 3 wide. Pushes the 21 up a bit, but he's able to stay off the wall. Nice save.
The 3 looks below the 22. We'll get that position. Oh, they make contact.
19 looking to the inside of the 23. That 19 car being driven by Noko, and he's going to take the spot.
And that 35 is loose.
Checking up. That 0-0 had to check up for that 35. That brought the and the 42. Oh, not the 42. Is that the 18?
Yeah, it's the 18. 3 and 18 that brought
Yeah,
them
3 and
into the
18.
picture.
They're right there.
It looks like the outside's starting to form. They're able to hang on to this inside line.
A lot of
I think it's
jostling
kind of
around
cool
for
watching.
position.
You know, I've been watching this 3, and I don't know if he's staying up there just to be cautious with everyone running so hard, or if he's trying to see if he can find speed up there for later on in the race. But,
Oh yeah,
you know,
the
he's
3
doing
of
a good
Marcus,
job.
he's
Looking back at the
he's
19,
not
the
afraid to try
19 throws
things.
a block on the 61. 19 doesn't want to give away that lead just yet. Oh, and he
Slade.
puts him on the apron. And that sends a 6.
Ooh.
And there they go.
Man.
Around goes the field. That all started when the 19 and the 61 got together. Hook bumpers coming off turn 4. 61 clipped the apron. And from then on, it was just guys trying to
42 is going to get tires and fuel. He gets pushed down pit road.
Forced to. You know, it's kind of funny, just like you said, you know, that trial can be the loosest part, and when you're sliding around like that, it's hard to save it. They saved it for a bit, but, oh man.
Especially when you're on the bottom side in that trial hole. You really got to try and hold it to the bottom. You know, you're coming off those corners right there, and your car just wants to go straight up.
Oh yeah, you got to really cut it, but then correct it. Trying to stay out of the guy on the outside, but, you know, these guys are all pretty, you know, they're veteran drivers. They understand how this is going. I don't think anyone's mad at anyone yet. You?
No, I think it's early on in the race. Nobody's really getting too mad at anybody right now.
Yeah. Good clean race.
There you go, back to green
Yeah,
flag racing. Roughly about 6 laps to go in the stage. Bulldog leads the field to the line, heading down to turn 1. Getting a push from that 20 car.
Oh, the 00 makes contact with the 35. I think he was trying to side draft him there. I'm not exactly sure
In
why
the back,
he was
88 on
so
the
high.
apron.
89 as well. Able to gather it up and
You know, I believe this is the first
It's
time
good.
we've seen the 20 car Exterminator this far up front in the race. He gave the 00 Bulldog a great push as we got
18
cars
minutes
going
below
into the
16.
infield. Not sure if that'll
Will that
bring
bring
out
out
a
a
caution.
as they're still green. Oh,
Nope,
there's
that
the
will bring out a
caution.
caution. A little bit of a delay on the race control there, wanting to throw the caution. But it looks like this caution flag is going to come out with 5 laps to go in stage 1, in stage 2. My apologies. So it looks like about the
And
same
when we
instance.
go green, we should be about 3 to go.
Same instance as the end of stage 1. Going to go back to racing with about 2 laps to go.
So that kind of, you know, that brings strategy into it again. You know, I wonder how many guys ran this whole race, a mock race, to see how many times am I going to have to pit in that final stage. If they pit now, is that going to help them if it stays green? There's so many different things, so many different scenarios that could happen, and who's gone through them all. I think that person, that driver might be the one to prevail. It'd be pretty cool to see.
This 21 of Slade makes his way back up to the front in 5th position right now after a little incident between him and the 18, I believe.
Back underway. Bulldog getting a push
Bulldog's
from
got
the 18.
Bulldog's got 2 good drivers behind him.
As this is 3 laps to go in stage 1. Bulldog going to keep it on that bottom. He's not going to get up that lead. So, okay, if you're going to pass through, you're going to have to find some friends, make some ground up on that outside.
Will
Looks like it's
Bulldog be able to hold
going
off
three
the 18
wide.
of Bags and Slade?
Great move by the 22 there, taking it 3 wide, getting down to the bottom. Wow.
Oh, the 19 goes
19
through the grass.
in the grass.
As 18 looking below the
Oh, there goes the 18.
00.
Got a bumper on the 00. He's going to clear him coming off the corner. The 21's going to keep looking at low. That 18's going to keep that line on the bottom of the racetrack.
21 right now. He's push. He's just pushing right now.
Here he comes, the white flag of stage number 2 as the 20 car hits the wall.
Wall. Will that bring in a caution? If it does, this stage should be over.
Looks like enough
Look,
cars
they're
are
going to
spinning
stay
around for a
green.
caution.
Going to stay green.
There is
Oh,
the caution.
there it is.
The caution.
So
18
you-
stage winner?
So your stage 1 winner is car number 18 of Bags, a Cup
Bags.
Series regular, followed by another Cup
Followed
Series
by the
regular
21 of Slade.
And our Burris Moonlight Series regular, Jay Hyper, in a 23 car in third. And then rounding up the top 5 is the 42 of Rowdy and a 22 of Diesel. Jay Hyper being the only Burris Moonlight regular to finish in the top 5 in stage 1 and stage 2.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
the
really
18s.
impressed with how these guys are running so well side by side. I think they'll be able to get a few long flag runs here. You know, they can relax a little more. They've got a ton of laps.
So 23 leads us off to the green flag.
We'll go green flag underway. We'll get you the final lap to go count here as soon as I get it.
That 3 takes advantage of the stage end.
He's all
May
over
not
that.
have hit it. It's clear on the 16.
When they come back to the line, when they come back to the line this time, it'll be 53 laps to go to the race.
Looks like about the top 4 or 5 drivers are single file, and then it's battles back there.
The top 4, and it's double odd from there on back.
Well, it looked like the 23 had a slow exit.
21 looks below
Everyone
the
had to check up a bit.
Good
Three
move by
right
the
on that
21 there.
back bumper of that
Very
23.
good move.
21 took advantage of the 61 running high down the backstretch. He cut left and was able to get underneath and go 1, 2, 3.
Well, looks like
As
that
the 3's under
21's
fire by the 21.
a good look by the 3 too. You know, he could have cut down, but he noticed that run that was coming.
Blade working his way back up to second.
23 has a little breather.
Jay Hyper. Will the 23 of Jay Hyper be able to hold off the 21 of Slade?
Top 3 getting single file again. The double zero going to drift up the track a little bit. That allows the 35 to take a peek to
42
the
shoots
inside.
up the track.
Jay Hyper knows what Slade was about to do, and he cut hard left. Blocked that inside.
35.
Oh, there he goes.
Must have.
That
35
goes to
must have hit
3.
the apron a tiny bit and went right up into the 3.
Not
They're
sure if
still
that's going to
racing.
bring out a caution. It looks like it's
I
not.
don't know. It looked like he was the only one. You know, maybe he can try and play this to his advantage. If he can save. It really depends on who's keeping track of how many laps they may have left on gas, how many laps are left in the race.
23 is really trying to hold off Slade right now. Slade's put some pressure on Jay Hyper right now.
Last lap, we just hit the halfway mark of this race. Tell you what, Fox has a little thing that they like to call crank it up. We are not going to call it crank it up, but we're going to call it full throttle. We're going to take a couple laps of you guys just hearing just the engines. Just here you get these guys trying to make some moves. Let's go full throttle. You saw it on your screen right there, riding on board with the 42. He gets sent into the wall. What it looks like with that being only a single car speed. Yep, the green flag is still flying.
Wow.
And it's really impressive watching these guys just run so close together and making very little mistakes.
you know, it's cool. They can anticipate checking up. They check up just enough, not too much, and they're not running people over. Sometimes it happens, but, you know, they're going
As
so
you
fast.
see the 00 just run right into the back of the 23 there. But, I mean, people could be checking up, you know, pretty early, and the draft just still pulls you forward a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
20
hard.
car
As
on
the 20
the
hits the
apron, that's going to slow up to 21. 35 gets on the apron as well. This
slow.
Oh,
That'll
Yep.
bring nothing. That'll bring out the caution.
there we go. Caution comes out. That's going to bunch the field back up again. That's the caution coming out with 45 laps to go.
man, 45 to go. Still a lot of racing left. That was a nice, long green flag run. Got to see some strong moves.
It has been several
you know,
laps of green flag racing, so I would expect that maybe those guys towards the back, they may got nothing to lose to come down and take 4 tires, or maybe they try to gain some of that track position and get the right sides, take a 2-tire stop, and with that being said, though, they'll have to take 4 on the next stop.
Yeah, you never know how many cautions there are going to be. I think it might be smart to take 2 just to see what your car is going to be like against other guys with 2 tires or 4 tires. Now is the time to experiment, I think. You don't want to wait too long.
Green flag back underway. The 23 of Jay Hyper, side by side with the 00 Bulldog, getting a push from the 22 of Diesel, and that's going to have him clear that outside line going into turn 1.
Man, that just shows you how good the bottom is on restarts. 22 and 00 just pulled away a little bit there on that restart.
22 is going to stay behind the 23. We got one car hanging along the path, a couple other going around.
Grass.
3 noses into the wall on the front stretch.
You know, I kind of wonder if that is just the result of trying to hold on with 2 tires. You know, you got 2 tires holding these guys off. You really got to run it. I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't see exactly who did what. I do believe though that that they did restart based off of where that caution came out.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if anyone did do any.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I didn't see many changes there.
Unless the guys up towards the front were the ones that took 2 tires.
Yeah. Imagine everyone just goes with the same strategy of that 2 tires. You never know, man. It's a gamble.
There's going to be roughly 35 laps to go.
Come around with the 21 Slade mid-pack.
It's 22 in second on the outside, looking at the nose of his car, and the other Xfinity cars behind him, and that inside line just goes.
He's trying, but that bottom line has 2 clears in advantage.
Yeah, the first and third place cars easily went to first and second. 88
Oh,
on
he's
the track
getting
a tiny
slides
bit,
there.
but he holds it. 22's right there.
Right on board
not
that
worried.
helicopter
He's
cam,
not
and he's
worried.
actually going to be able to clear the 88 off the field.
Wow, strong
That was a
move by the
big
22.
check on the inside.
Oh, and the 88 slips up a little bit. That's
83
going to make
going
it
off
3
was
wide.
21 gets on the
Oh,
apron
4
there.
wide.
Good
The
save
00
by
slips
Slade.
it up the middle.
That was.
A lot of people criticize
Great move by the
Bulldog for being a
00,
little
though.
bit aggressive.
Oh,
You
that
can see it right
16
there.
checks up a lot, but
45 and the
22 's way
42
up.
making contact.
See some guys spinning in the back. Another
And it
caution.
looks like we're under caution. Hey, what a power move by that 00, making it 4 wide up the middle, people getting loose, making contact with the wall, but he just found a hole and he just kept his foot in the throttle.
Oh yeah, and that takes me back to my point. Really loose in the travel. I feel like these guys probably took 2 tires, are extremely loose now through there. You can just see they drift up the track a lot. The outside lines really got to counter the inside line.
And
Yeah,
that caution,
I
and that
agree
caution
completely.
did come out with 35 laps to go. It'll be roughly 32, 33 laps to go when we go back on the green.
It's coming down to the wire. We're going to see a lot more aggressive moves, maybe even some bump and runs on the leader. I'm really curious to see how this race is going to turn out from here on in.
Here we go, back on board. 23 leads him to the line. He's been in control these past few restarts. Definitely deserves recognition for a guy to keep an eye on towards the end of this race.
Guys are wiggling a bit. They keep it clean. Oh, I hear a little bumping and banging.
23. Can't
Okay,
hold
well, that
the
22 car looks like he almost has the organization for an outside move, and he's going to go to the outside and get a push by his Ford teammate in the 00. Can he get that corner on the 23 of Jay Hyper? He isn't. The 00's going to slip up the track.
Yeah, I think he could have had it if he had enough cars behind him, but they kind of broke up a bit. As
He
the
should be able to
00
clear
goes
the
down to the
35 here.
88. 88's going to have to check up. Guys
He's
behind
still
him.
holding strong on the
Cautious.
outside of 35, though.
Oh,
22's pinning 35 down, trying to get that side drive.
Oh, huge
there's
wreck
a
coming
big
off
big
the back.
caution.
About 7, 8 cars involved right there.
Yeah, I got to say that 22, man, he was looking strong. When that 88, a few laps ago, was on the inside around 3 and 4. That 22 didn't go up the track. He held it in there. He was confident in himself and the driver in the 88 that he wasn't going to come up, and he capitalized from it. That was a nice move. And he's being aggressive in the right way.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if that 22 can get some help up top, he'll be able to make that hot side work. He was really strong for the past couple of laps right there.
Got the camera on the 23 car of Jay Hyper. Not only has he been in front of the majority of this stage 3, but he has also been beating these cup regulars. But it looks like under pit strategy, he came down, pitted down. He's in the middle of the path. That's going to turn the lead over to the 35.
Looks like the 86 is going to drop to the back. Or 89, I'm sorry.
Now, I don't think we've seen the 35 up front much, and he's got a good car for that open air.
00 looking
he's
to the
blocking.
inside. Really loose down the back stretch.
Yeah, 35 had to throw a
35's going
little
to
block.
slip up. I almost thought that was going to be
Try
an
to hold that
incident
lead.
right there.
Same here. Good job by the 00 checking up, and also the 21 behind him to recognize him.
The top 3 right now. Prowl Racing in the 35.
Yeah, everybody knows it's coming down to the wire.
00 Bulldog and the 21 the Slade, who is looking to the inside
Oh,
of
looks
Bulldog,
below.
trying to take that second spot away.
Yeah, and I got to give 00 credit there. You can see he tried to get in the gas a little earlier than the 35, which made him go up a bit, but it's a risk, because then what if that 21 gets right in there? And it looks like some guys are in the grass towards the back.
Oh, his Slade hits the grass and sends
Ooh,
the
and then
19
the 19
airborne over the
flying.
pistons. Man.
Wow. Kudos to the 35. That was, you know, he was aggressive, but if he gave a little bit of room to that 00, he would have been falling back. He could have been in that wreck too.
We'll see how many laps to go. It is right now 26 laps to go. Roughly about the length of what those first 2 stages are. So it looks like it's an estimate. The field window here is roughly about 18 to 20 laps. Could depend too based off of what guys have their gear settings at, and we even have guys who may be running 3 gears or 4 gears.
Yeah, I think what
Yeah,
I'd like
and
to do
these-
is take 4 tires here, stay on those 4 tires, then at the end maybe take 2.
Gotta
don't
keep
know.
in mind,
If there's a
keep in mind too, caution laps 2, save
Oh, yeah.
laps. So
Yeah,
if we're
maybe
just
they won't
out,
need to
so,
pit again.
So if we're just
Yeah, also,
outside
the
that
guys
fuel
back in the
window now,
draft will be able to save a lot of fuel.
here we go to
You don't have
the
to
20.
run full throttle.
Joe Gibbs
20
teammates right
18
now.
up front. 18 a little bit, maybe
Did
shifted
not
a
get
little
a-
early.
Did not
pushed
get
the
a good
3
start at
outside.
all. The top 4 are going to
18
clear the
goes below
outside
the apron.
line.
Does a good job of saving it. That is going to send this inside line a little farther back.
Your leader right now.
He's at the
X
23
and-
back
X
there,
and 10
spinning around on the apron out of 4.
Onto the 45.
Your leader right now, X and 10 leader in that 20 car. You saw him up
Yeah,
front
looks
a
like
little
they're
bit.
staying
And
green.
after strategy, he has been able to get back up there and maintain that lead.
Slade looks a little tight right now. He's going to lose a lot of positions here.
Yeah, that 18 had a lot of decisions he could have made, a lot of choices in that
Double
little
zero
short
into
amount of
the wall
time.
and around they go.
Double zero. Yeah, but watching from the helicopter view of that 21, when he just scraped the wall, the 18 could have made it 3 wide, and he was like, I'll give you a little push, maybe you'll help me out at the end, but there's still a little incident behind him.
Caution
the
coming,
21,
the caution
he got
coming
really
out right
tight.
now at
Oh, yeah.
20 laps to go. That will put them right on the edge of that fuel window. And you have to assume when they go back to green, it'll be about 18 to go. That would put them right in the window for making it from the end from here on out. We're going to see what everyone does here. Something to think about too, that 23 paid a couple cautions ago, even though he paid outside the window. Where maybe some of these guys pit, and that's why he goes back towards the front, and it actually does. That's going to put him 3rd on the inside line. Good call, a few cautions ago to come down and pit. His bet right now is a lot more confident when he come out to help save fuel with those cautions instead of inside.
Yeah, I feel like the drivers might be thinking now, try to get to the front, try to stay there, stay away from all the incidents, do what you can to stay up there.
And the
23
aggression
looks
level
below
is only going to
35.
be going. The 23 goes below the 35. The 23 of Jay Hyper back to the lead after pit stop cycles and strategies.
Wow,
And
did
as
you see how that
the
20,
goes back into the wall.
that, you know, going in the middle of 3 and 4 and exit, that 23 was right on that line. I don't know how he was able to hold it from going on the apron. That was really smooth.
It really just depends on how you're arcing into the corner in 3 and 4.
Oh yeah, he got that good exit there.
So the 23 car
Well,
back to the lead. And we saw how much he was able to be in control of that lead before he came down and made his pit stop under caution. You have to wonder if unless there's some really good winning contention cars up there, this may be his race to win. He just got to make sure that he holds that bottom lane the rest of the way around the racetrack for these about last 14, 15 laps.
Yeah, I think Jay will be able to hold off this field for as long as he needs. There are a lot of fast guys though up front right now.
Here we go. Coming back to the line, going to be about 15 laps to go. 23 of Jay Hyper, 35 of Prowl Racing, 00 of Bulldog, 16 of RJ Smitty back underway.
Oh,
The
88
23
goes up, goes down.
20
into
goes below the apron. Good job saving it there.
Come off to 28 stays
45
it,
does
keeps
a
it
good
going.
job there.
18 looking low to the inside of 22. 22 is going to shut the
Oh,
door.
it's a 00. Eee. Doesn't make a
18
move there.
gets
That does
on the
not
apron,
work
going
out.
to slow around. That's going to take out the field. Actually, I just looked on the live stream of the 00, and he may have gotten his nose chopped off by the 23 of Hyper. Hyper being very aggressive, trying to maintain that lead. Almost spun out the 00 Bulldog.
They're going to do everything they can to stay up there at this point in the race.
Caution coming
It's
out
getting
with
really close to the end
13
here.
laps to go.
You can just tell when it's getting close to the end, the aggression really rises. I'd say
Yeah.
right now tempers are flaring a lot.
Absolutely. We
There's
saw
so much
we
going
saw
on.
we saw last week that the only time we were really green flag runs was towards the beginning, middle of the race. But as we say, Whenever it comes to racing, cautions breed cautions. We've definitely seen that in stage 3. Here we go, going to be about 10 laps to go.
It's Jay Hyper and Diesel bring us off the green flag, followed by the 00 Bulldog and the 35 Bulldog.
Well, watch that 00 to do
16 into the
whatever he
grass.
can to get on the inside of that 23. You've got to imagine he is not happy with him for cutting his nose off going the 3 last time. 19 almost on the apron to try to get past the 00.
22
I definitely
did
see
the
the
best
00
he
make a move
could
here.
on the outside. It's going to be
I'm
tough
just
to
looking
make
for
that
that
move
bumper
from
run.
00.
Here we go, right here at the line. It will be
42 through the grass.
9 laps to go. We're going to keep an eye on this battle for the lead up here. A lot of action going on in the middle and in the back of the pack. We're focusing on the race lead.
That 23 is so good at being glued to the bottom. It's going to be tough for the 00. Oh,
Right
big
there,
block.
going to look.
This is going to make
00
everyone have to
may
check
have,
up a bit.
and the 35, the 45 puts the 35 in the wall. Is that going to bring out a caution? No, we stay under green.
Yeah, as you said, Nick, the 23 is really good at holding the bottom. It's going to be very hard for him, the 00 to make a pass here. It looks like the 19's looking below the 00 as he will be able to get that position.
8-car lead pack right now with 8 laps to go. When they come to ride this time, it will be 7 laps to go. As that 19 car has moved past Bulldog and is now in that second position.
Bulldog made a real
19
strong
doesn't-
move getting back to the bottom.
The 19 hasn't been up front all race. He's really shown that he's got the speed towards the end.
22 capitalizes when the 00
Oh,
went
and the
up a bit.
23
19
goes
gets below
up.
the
Here
23.
comes the 19.
Noko making a move for the lead.
Noko in that 19 car
Noko
going
taking
on
the
the
lead.
inside, and he's going to clear the 23. 23 has no help.
Wow, strong move by both the 19 and 22. They're getting a little wiggly.
Riding on board with the 19 car, looking back from him. He likes what's in his front windshield, but he does not like what's in his mirror.
Yeah, I'm not
22
sure if the
going
22
back and
is.
forth, back and forth.
I think the 22 may be too used to running a little higher up. He could have gotten someone on his left quarter panel there.
Coming to the line right now, it will be 5 laps to go. Noko trying to hold off the Cup Series regular and Diesel Piles behind him. Another Cup Series regular, Bags in the 18. Both of them being NASCAR Heat Pro League racing drivers, trying to show that he can do
Followed by
and
the
is just as good
21
as
on
these
Slade.
guys.
22 getting a big push by the 18. It looked like they were going to try and go on the outside. 18 squeezes below the 22.
18 getting a push from the 21 of Slade, 4 laps to go. Noko's got to hold off 3 NASCAR Heat Pro League
Looks
draft
like
picks to
the
get this
89
win.
gets into the 88. Oh man, that was clean.
It's 18
Oh, and
with the
88
19.
goes into the inside
Almost.
wall. And that's going to bring out a caution. Looks like this is going to set up for a green-white checkered.
Wow, what racing, man. You know, I like the effort of that 22 on the outside. The 18 was giving them a push. I didn't think that they were going to get it, but I would have really liked to see if the 18 stayed with them.
I mean, that 21 of Slade and the 18 of Bags showing some speed now. Noko, he's
Noko
probably...
right now is going to have the restart of his life. The next Burris Moonlight Series regular that you have to go to besides Noko is the 89 of Buck Racing, I believe.
5th. No, I believe
Or
that's
Buck
the 61 of Buck.
61, my bad. Well, here we go. Green, white, checkered.
Yeah, that's a good thing to see in the 19's mirror right now. Is running with Slade. He's really good on restarts. As far as a good pusher.
Looking back,
The
from the
89 hasn't
18s
been up
to
much
2
up
laps
front,
to go.
but
If they get to the white flag, the next flag will end the race. 89 gets through
they're
the
really
21
crowded
on.
the bottom.
19's on the apron.
Is the 18 going to get the lead if there's a caution? I think it's going to go
19
to the 18.
hit the apron, handed the lead over to the 18 car of Bags, and that gives Bags the lead.
That was
I believe
tough
I picked
to
Exterminator in
call.
second.
Man, you know, they were really crowding the bottom. It was almost
Yeah,
I think
impossible.
what
outside
happened
really
was that
came in
19,
the
that
bottom.
19 was just doing all he could to hold that bottom. Unfortunately, he got too low on the
Yes.
bottom and took himself out.
Yeah, that entire outside line, they were in that bottom lane basically.
Oh yeah.
There's really nowhere for that bottom line to go. One slip up and
Yeah,
this
there's
is the
a
outcome.
huge accordion effect, you know. You can't fit 3 cars in one little area like that, and you know, you want to try it. End of the race.
So we're going to try it again. Green, white, checkered attempt
That
number
puts
2.
61 in third.
Your order for this restart
18
in
Bags.
overtime. Bags, Slade, the 61, a Buck Racing back underway. And tell you what, the 19 car, he is in 4th. So the caution must have came out as he was spinning around, but he is backing up. Looks like he may not be a contender. We'll have to get another caution right here.
I think that was the 23 that went up towards the wall, but he's by himself. 61 looks a little loose.
Wreck on the backstretch, is that
42.
going to be a caution, or will we stay under green?
42. There goes the 88. Oh, cars are just going right up the
18's
wall. Looks
under
like they're
power.
staying
We are
green.
coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go in this race.
61's
Next
right on the
wins
bumper.
the race.
61 looking
He's
to the
trying to get on
inside
the
of the 18. 20 comes to the outside, and here comes that 19 again.
Followed by the 21 Slade. Slade looks on the inside of the 19, but
18 has a good
19
lead,
looks to
but
the
that
inside
61,
again.
can he get in there?
61, one last effort for Buck Racing, trying to get to Bags, but it is not
Bags
going
has
to
got
work.
this one.
Bags comes off turn number 4. He will win at Texas.
oh, I
Wow.
believe the 19 got the
Did
61.
the 19 get the second? That would have been a great finish. That
believe
is
the
a
19
great
got
finish for
61.
second. But good win for the 18.
Huge wreck at the end. The Bags get the win.
I believe the top 5 is 18, 19, 61, 21.
Your top 5.
I would say the
Bags,
19. Yeah, 19 had to have gotten second. It's very close.
Man, that was a really good finish.
Yeah.
Here you go, your top 5. Bags on the 18 to 61 of Buck Racing finishes in second. Noco in that 19 after getting shuffled back on that restart comes back for third. Slade in the 21 finishes fourth. Ex-Intimidator in fifth. Diesel finishes sixth, and seventh is Bulldog. 8 is Spenker. 9 is Quick Will Calm, and 10th is Pro Racing.
Wow,
Okay,
you
so
know,
we'll get
that finish there was amazing. You know, they were all under a blanket, the top 4 at least. For that 18 to keep his composure, did a great job.
And then rounding
As
out,
we'll get,
out the rest
Bags
of the
in here.
field, you got Jay Hyper in the 23, finished in 11th. Got to be a tough break for him. Led a decent amount of laps, finishing back there. Marcus E-Dub in the 3 car, finishing 12th. RJ Smitty, the pole sitter, finishes back in 13th. Rowdy in 42 made some noise in this race, finished 14th. The 88 car of From the Back finishes in 15th, and the 9 of Pat's Ace. Looks like he got disconnected or
Lagged
something early
out,
in the
yeah.
race and finished in the 16th position.
All right,
So we're going to take a quick couple
get
minute
Bags in
break.
here.
We're going to get our winner in here. This is the Burris Moonlight Series on the Midnight Broadcasting Network.
And the fastest lap there goes to Diesel in that 22. That was quick. About a 10th quicker than the second.
Someone want to get Bags in here?
I invited him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diesel had the fastest lap, and looking at the daily fastest, he's up there number 1, RJ Smitty second, Bags third, all around that 29-second mark. Quick racing by all these drivers.
For sure. Invited Bags, but I'm not sure if he's...
Still waiting on our race winner. Getting in the
He may
party
be
chat
trying to
here.
like shake those nerves off, you know, after holding all those dudes off at the end there. That's a tough last 2 laps. And they'll
Yeah, that was a really
Finish.
Yep. I would say there was a decent amount of cautions in stage 3. Definitely would have liked to see more green flag racing, I believe, but still there was points where there was great racing, and at the end it was just a matter of guys being aggressive, doing whatever they could, and as we say in the NASCAR world, cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, and I gotta give credit to all these drivers out there. Sure, there were a bunch of cautions, but there could have been so many more. You know, they ran so many
And
laps side by side and like nose to
here's our
tail. It was
race
great.
winner,
What's up,
Bags.
guys?
Bags, our race winner, has made it into the party, has just gotten done doing his victory laps donuts, and he is the winner.
Hey Bags, where were your nerves there, man, at the end? Because you guys were nose to tail. That was awesome finish. Good job holding it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I got lucky there getting the lead on that restart when the 19 lost it on the bottom there. But yeah, man, it was a good race all around. I mean, it's tough to get track position once I got in the back a few times, but I thought I had a good car all night.
Bags,
Yeah, it was a
we
great
saw
job.
during points of the race where there was great racing. Guys, there were a few guys that made incredible saves towards the beginning and the middle part of the race. Towards the end, it was a case of caution, speed, cautions. But overall, how would you rate the race as a whole?
Like I said, pretty much what you said, man. We had some good stints here and there. It got a little hectic towards the end. I mean, I would have liked to finish it with more than just the green-white checkers. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate the guys on the outside really don't have a chance in a situation like that. But, hey, man, I'll take it. A win's a win. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, Bags. There was a lot of guys in there that their cars weren't, were pretty loose. What was your car condition like, and were you pretty confident with your
Honestly, man, car was
setup?
on rails all night. I could pretty much wide open run the bottom the entire way. I've seen a lot of guys washing up in the middle of the corner. But, yeah, man, just being patient. I mean, just watching guys make the mistakes and capitalizing.
Awesome. Well, that is your race winner, ladies and gentlemen. Bags in the number 18 car. NASCAR Heat Pro League driver for Joe Gibbs Racing, bringing home the win in the Burris Moonlight Racing Series, part of Midnight Broadcasting Network at Texas.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
A good win, brother.
Congrats,
Alrighty.
man.
Thanks.
Hey, well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys letting me join last minute like that. I had a really good time. And I look forward to the rest of your season.
Absolutely. And actually, before we go, I think we may get to talk with the rest of the top 3 drivers.
Yeah. I got invited to Buck RCN.
We can just
Buck
get him in here.
RCN in the 61 car, bringing it home in second. He had points in the race when he was up towards the front. Showed that he was definitely a race-winning contender. Gonna wait on him to jump in here a little bit, and if you also want to send that invite to Noko, the
Noko.
19 car, our third place winner.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I got to say, the way that those drivers ran that race, they seemed very respectful of everyone around them. You know, things happen every now and then. I don't think they're, from what I saw, I don't see any tempers flaring, anyone mad at anyone in particular. It's just kind of everyone all together on the track. That was a pretty cool race from my viewpoint.
Yeah, that was a good one to call there. Very hectic towards the end, but all in all, that was a great finish.
Still waiting on our second place driver of Buck Racing to hop in here.
Yeah, he could possibly be getting fluids in that infield care center. I don't know.
I'm thinking a lot of these guys are going to be getting fluids after this race. Maybe in one form or another. Who knows?
One form or another. There we go.
As apparently Buck does not have an invite. I've invited him. So, Workman, what was your opinions on the race?
I mean, like I said, I think just from what I saw, I think as I stated already, thought it was really good racing beginning and the middle part of the race, and there were points too during those green flag stints that there was some great racing, and unfortunately there was just like clears of cautions, breed cautions. One of those things towards the end of the race where it was just being in the right place at the right time, and as we saw towards the end of the race, a lot of these Cup guys up there, but I have got to give a shout out to that 19 car of NOCO being able to hold off those Cup Series regulars for several laps. Got to imagine, had that caution not come out, had he been able to hold those guys off under green.
Workman, do you mind inviting Buck? Because he's not getting mine. So we're gonna have somebody else invite him.
Yeah, here, let me see here.
What about you, Green? What were your impressions?
That was great. I'm just getting his impressions.
Oh, I thought that was for.
I got a different account on here I'm using for broadcasting. It's all good. And if you also want to get NOCO in here too.
What? So what I meant to say was Razor.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Green here. If that last caution wouldn't have come out, wonder if anybody would have been able to keep past him, or if Bags would even got up there. That bottom side was really strong with the 19 up there and 23, but yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah, I definitely agree too. It's cool seeing so many good guys out of the lead and able to hold the lead for 2 laps. So that's impressive.
See.
Yeah, there's a lot of lead changes there in that last stage.
All right. Well, looks like we haven't heard from our second and third place guys. They may have gotten off or something. I've also tried sending them invites as well.
All right.
But yeah, so I guess with that said, I guess we are going to call it a night. Guys, we've already kind of debriefed the race a little bit, but any final thoughts from you guys that you have not mentioned?
No, I think that was a great track to run on. Fun to watch. Nice close racing. They did a hell of a job.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it looks like says NOCO was not getting an invite in the YouTube chat, and all of our invites we sent to Buck, he's not able to get in. So unfortunately, some technical difficulties, but I'll tell you what, maybe we can get our third place racer in here. We'll see if we can get him in. I don't know if he's gotten an invite yet.
PlayStation servers right now.
Yeah, well, I have to personally say this is my first. Oh, and there is Buck, just hopping in the party. He has finally arrived.
Alright, welcome back. After some technical difficulties.
There we go. Buck has joined the party.
I didn't get an invite, but I figured out. Anyways, that was hectic.
So, Buck,
I tell you
what was your nerves at right now?
Nerves or kind of ticked off in a way. That's my second runner-up. I guess luckily it's not on my team this time, but it's still by Cub regular, so I guess I can't keep me kicking myself.
Buck,
This car showed a lot of speed.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. When I first qualified, it was in the times. I was practicing. Usually started getting like high threes. Qualifying was terrible, so I don't know about that, but. Came in the race, got my first stage win. Had so much confidence after the first stage win. Actually, that was my first stage win. So, first stage win in stage 1. That's awesome.
Green, you got anything?
Buck, you showed great speed throughout the race. Looking ahead at the races down the schedule, what is your motivation going forward from these results, and maybe any races in particular you have circled on the schedule?
Last week I kind of messed up and kind of learned a little bit about that. Just try to not be aggressive. Don't do stupid stuff. And I kind of brought that into this race. And I kind of was being aggressive, but at the same time not making stupid moves. There's a little bit. Sometimes it was me and a couple other guys. I think it was 16 tried to push me by. I think it's 18, and 18 just came back down. It was really no one's fault. It's just a racing incident, but I know. I'm waiting for those. Road courses. I'm pretty fast at road courses. Hopefully we can get a pole and a win there. So.
Yeah, Nick, you got anything for our second place finisher?
Oh yeah, man, Buck, I gotta completely agree with what you said about the aggressiveness. I relate completely to that, man. You gotta find that fine line between being nice and being aggressive. You know, you gotta find that line, and if you keep getting these good finishes, you know, you said you had 2 second places, you keep getting consistent, man, you know, it's yours. Keep it up.
Yeah, I'll try. Had a bad race last week, but I brought it in second place this week. So
There you go.
pretty happy with that. Hopefully bring some momentum towards next race.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
that
Buck,
is your second place finisher of Buck Racing. Congratulations to you, sir, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you going forward. Also, if you want to send an invite, if you can send an invite to Noko, because our invites are not working.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I will send him an invite. I'm pretty sure I'm friends with him. If I'm not, then that's a problem. Okay. Down. Oh, there he is. All right. You guys have a good night, and see you guys next week.
Take care, bud.
Good finish, man.
Oh, I didn't get to say anything, I guess. We're going to try and get our third place finisher in here.
As we wait on our third place finisher, just a reminder that tomorrow night's Pocono Raceway Cup Series will take on Michigan International Speedway, I believe. If I am wrong, someone please correct me, but I believe that is where we are located tomorrow for that race. See many of these Cup Series regulars in that race. Slade, your race winner here tonight, Bags, he will be competing there.
As while we're waiting for our third place
finisher, Green, do you want to go ahead and shout out our sponsors one more time?
Do you want to get that?
Yeah, I'll talk.
Sweet.
Shout out to Burst Tires. That's our Moonlight Xfinity Series sponsor. Ronin Imports, truck sponsor. Our affiliates, Pocono Raceway. It's a support of our Cup Series. Travis Braden, an ARCA driver, and Tanner Berryhill, a Monster Energy
NASCAR Cup Series driver.
That's great to hear. That's a lot of support, and you guys do a good job. These drivers do a great job as well, and very exciting racing to watch.
Yeah, and as we've seen too, like for the past several years, esports in general has really been taking off, and there's been like a new sports platform that a lot of people have been talking about. And me personally, I just feel like it is very cool throughout this past year. Just that everything that 704 Games and NASCAR has been doing to try to bring more awareness to esports on the racing side. I mean, we've seen for the past several years, like all of us NASCAR guys, we've had to sit on the sidelines and watch guys on NBA 2K and Madden and many games like Fortnite and Call of Duty have a lot of esports competitions and recognition. And I say this for the guys, like, well, whether you got drafted in this first Heat Pro League or not, guys that just missed out on it, like myself, maybe guys that just heard about it and like towards the end of the qualification process, the overall state of esports and NASCAR is very healthy. And with that comes recognition of leagues like this and our sponsors and people like Pocono Raceway and Burris Tires wanted to take a chance on us, you guys. I think it is something very special.
Yeah, I got to say, man, great point. Coming from mainly like the NASCAR side, to see this esports thing really blossom like it has, it's really shed a new light, and it's really cool. Workman, I feel like I've seen you a lot in lobbies and stuff, and you're a fast driver, and that's where it's at, and just being able to be a part of it, I appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well,
it's a very special thing
Go ahead.
to be in here in midnight. Whether you're in the developmental series, truck series, Xfinity series, or Cup series, it's you're a part of something special.
Absolutely. Well,
some
it
of the
looks like
fastest guys compete here.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say fastest guys compete here, and it's really special.
Awesome. Well, that being said, and not hearing back from our third place racer, we are going to call it for the end of that. We're going to call it for the night. We appreciate everyone tuning in tonight for the Ronin Imports 300 at Texas Motor Speedway. For Nick and for Razorhead, my name is Cody Workman. Thank you so much for being part of tonight's broadcast, and we will see you next time.